Okay, so we're going to start marking the trail. I already did it. So again, let's go over how you mark the trail. You mark the beginning and the end. So on the left, when you see an arrow, X is always getting smaller. That will always be the case. What you need to think about is what the Y's are doing. And as I go this way, the graph is going down, so the Y's are getting smaller. So I put negative infinity. The end of my trail is 6, 4. I got a high point here of negative 3, 6. I got a low point here of 3, negative 2. I need to also mark my x-intercepts, so 2, 0 and 4, 0. And then the other thing I'm going to mark are any turning points besides the high and the low. So this point and this point. And this point is negative 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Alright, so let's start with our domain. And notice the graphs are just the same. This is more about the highlighting. So I'm going to highlight for one part and highlight for another part. If you want to rewrite the points, you can, but I don't think you need to. Okay, so my domain. Domain, remember, is when we talk about the x's. So I'm going to go from left to right. So my first x I see is this arrow. And my going to the right, the last x I see is 6. So since there's the infinity here, I only have to compare to 6. So are all these x's on this graph bigger than 6 or smaller than 6? Since they're left, it's going to be smaller than 6. And it will include 6, so I'm going to underline it. And then I'm going to go from the range, so I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. The bottom, the lowest point, this is actually just a little bit lower than this, is negative infinity, and when I go to the top, I get the 6. So since there's only one number, this is the infinity sign, I'm going to compare everything to 6. So is everything bigger than 6 or smaller than 6? Since it's below, everything is smaller than 6. So whoops, I should use a y here. And we will include 6. Alright, interval of increase. Going to use my highlighter. So here I want to look when the graph is going uphill from the left to the right. So here it's going uphill. Okay. Going to switch to pink. Interval of decrease, so it's going downhill. Now it stops going downhill because this is actually where it's flat. Nothing's happening here. It's not increasing or decreasing. Then when I come over here, it's decreasing again. And then I have increasing over here. Okay? Alright, so interval of increase. So going left to right, I start with, again, I only use the x's now, negative infinity up to negative 3. Again, I only have one number, so I want to look at how is this increasing. So with the infinity here, it's increasing. We're actually going to write this with the infinity. Interval of increase will always have to have between. And so will decrease. Okay? So this is one of those times where we're going to have to include the infinity sign. So where does it start increasing? At negative infinity. And where does it stop increasing? At negative 3. And the more we do this, the better off we'll get. Alright, then I want to look at my interval of decrease. I'm following the graph left to right. So it starts decreasing at negative 3. And it ends decreasing at negative 1. Remember, never underline these. Nothing's happening here. It's not increasing or decreasing. Now it's decreasing again. It's going to start at 1, and it's going to end at 3. So I'm going to put it with the decrease. Here's my between. And then as I keep going left to right, it starts increasing at 3, and it ends at 6. So here's my between. Okay? Alright, positive interval and negative interval. So I'm going to use this graph down here. So positive above the x-axis, negative below the x-axis. Alright, so above the x-axis, going left to right. This part's below. Going left to right, this part's above. I've got another part below. Oops. And then I got this part above. So I'm just going to go through and write these left to right. So where is it so it starts with negative. And again, I got these points up here, so I just have to look at the picture. So from here to here, and you know what? I didn't realize we did not put this x-intercept, so we're going to put that one on there. That's going to be negative 5.5, 0. Okay, so where's it starting being below the x-axis? That's the negative infinity, and it's going to stop at the negative 5.5. So I'm going to write in between, and I'm going to put the negative infinity and the negative 5.5. And then as I go left to right, now it's positive, it's above, so it starts at negative 5.5, and it ends being above the x-axis right here at this 2, so 2, 0. So I'm going to put this one from negative 5.5 to 2. Again, only use the x values. And then here's another part, it's below, it's pink, and that was from 2 to 4. So I write in between 2 and 4. And then it's positive up here, so from 4 up to the 6.4. That little cord's in the way, sorry about that. So from 4, in between 4 and 6. I said 6.4, 6 comma 4. All right, let's try the next one with kind of more of a word situation. Okay, so again,